Everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Christy here to do the extended monthly forecast for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. This is for May 2018. This is a general reading, so whatever is helpful and healing in this reading, I encourage you to apply to any general concern in the month of May for you, and whatever doesn't resonate, just disregard. So we're looking for messages for any pressing concern for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of May. Messages for Aquarius for May. Messages for Aquarius, May 2018. Messages for Aquarius. I am using the Good Tarot for our main deck spread today, and then I'll be getting jumper cards from the two oracle decks here to my right. It's just for Aquarius. It's just for Aquarius. All right, so this is a 6-card spread for you. Let's get the cards laid out. We'll get a little synopsis of what's going on here before moving into each of the cards' position. All right, so you can probably see how blue this is. So first of all, we're dealing with an enormous amount of air energy. This is mental energy. This is a world that you have easily to you. It's kind of like your superpower. You are hyper aware of how to use your mind and the thought process, and you're very attuned to that. This could even in fact be you or someone in your environment, or an energy that you really need right now for the month of May. We do have two major arcana cards. We have the 21, which is the world, and the 18, which is the moon. The world is just possibilities. Something is available to you. A whole new world exists. It's also worthy of celebration. Here we have the moon. There could be some complex emotional disturbances here. There could be something that could have started out feeling like a bit of a mystery, or something that was a little bit confusing, or maybe even excitingly interesting, that now on an emotional level anyway, is feeling daunting or exasperating here. So there could be some emotional exasperation, or a sense of not having all the answers and being left in the dark about something. There could even be a Cancerian featured in your Sun, Moon, or Rising if you are a cross watcher. If you are a Cancer watching and you have Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, for example, this could just be that energy. For Aquarians watching with any other Sun, Moon, Rising sign, this could be a Cancerian in your environment as well. Someone that you're just kind of like, you've hit a wall maybe, or there has to be some sort of connection that's made here with this person, because these are two totally different ends of the spectrum. Not saying you can't get to know one another and you can't learn to appreciate each other and then even speak the same language, or even understand this element in your own world, if this isn't another person and this is just something that's occurring within yourself. It's just something that you're gonna have to practice with and maybe do some research on here, but it is gonna feel a little daunting at the beginning. And then we have a little bit of water down here. You know, the 4 of air is really just sitting still with ideas, letting something be, taking a little bit of a rest here, especially if it's new information or profound truth. It may feel overwhelming. And then here with the water, a little bit of emotional conflict here, but it's essentially the difference between accepting things for what they are and paying attention to the positive. There could be a feeling of loss here as well, emotional loss or dissatisfaction. But again, we're going to pay attention. You know, the opportunity here is to pay attention to what is working and then to disregard what isn't working because it doesn't serve you. And then there's an opportunity to get out of a thought or mind or thinking or even internal narrative prison. Okay, this is really, it's an opportunity to move away from something that isn't working for you anymore. It could even be your thoughts around, you know, something that doesn't feel natural to you, something that feels like a little bit of a confusion. Maybe it's like there's a sense of not paying attention to this confusion or this concern or even this world, this element, this idea, this feeling. It's almost like just let it go. Don't spend a whole lot of time trying to examine something or solve something that's seeped in mystery. Okay? And don't berate yourself over it either. There's something to a mystery as well. There's something to be said about the world of mysteries and secrets, and maybe this will be revealed to you if you take a break from it, for example. Okay, so let's get into each card in its position, why I would be saying what I'm saying here. The underlying energy is the King of Air. Like I said, Aquarius, this could very well be you. That you are the underlying energy here. You're the king of the castle, of the situation, of the theme, of the relationship, the business proposal, whatever is going on there. If you are a male over the age of 30, if you are a male under the age of 30, and you are extremely mentally mature, which is highly likely, Aquarius. Like I mentioned at the very beginning of this reading, it's your element, so it's something that you're going to feel really comfortable in, the world of ideas, thoughts, and opinions and knowledge. But the most striking thing about the King of Air, or Swords as it were, is truth. Okay, so this guy is interested in truth. I want to mention as well, this can be a female with exceptional masculine energies. Lots of females have masculine energy, lots of males have feminine energy. This is just the way energy works. So any one of these types of people can be can have this in their environment, can have this in their person, or be exposed to this in their environment, or be drawn to this in their environment. But the underlying energy is truth. This is truth outside of the cost of everything. Particularly in the times that we live in right now as well, where the truth is condemned. The revolutionary speaks the truth, for example. You could be considered a revolutionary right now because truth is king. And, you know, another theme around the truth, for example, is that, you know, people say the truth hurts. Well, at least it isn't a lie, okay? And so this is the difference here. So you cannot be accused in May, for example, Aquarius, of comforting with a lie. And congratulations, don't waste anyone's time, much less your own. You'd rather cut with the truth than comfort with a lie, and this is what this card absolutely represents. But it is in possession of the truth that you have, or that you understand or appreciate to begin with. It's not like, this is my truth and you're going to have to abide by my truth. No, this is universal truth. It isn't just your perception of things, the way you see the world, etc. It's just the way things are, and you accept it. But it also makes you revolutionary. Sadly, this is the world we live in right now. So to tell the truth is like a virtual crime. So it's a very revolutionary energy. Here we have right next to it, the heart of the reading, or the concern is the world. So yeah, you could feel as though you're at a place right now more than usual, because you have an understanding. There's a grasp here that isn't being appreciated or isn't being acknowledged by the majority. By the masses would be another way to read this as well. But recall that the 21, being a 3 in numerology, is worthy of celebration. So even if this is difficult for you right now, you have everything you need to carry this on your shoulders, to carry this, if this feels like a burden, if this feels like a pain in the butt, if this feels like, you know, I feel rejected. I feel like people don't understand me, like people are looking at me like I have two heads, type of thing. It's only because the masses can't grasp right now what the absolute truth is, okay? And I'm not again, I want to be really clear. This isn't about your personal truth. Like, I like miso soup only if it's a powder, not if it, you know, not if it's a liquid. Like, who cares? That's just your opinion. We're talking about unaided underwater human beings die from drowning after a minute and a half. That's a universal truth, right? So people can have an opinion about it. People can say, oh, but there's that one guy who went underwater for 6 minutes and he lived. You're like, okay, but the exception doesn't prove the rule, all right? The facts are, the rule is, the truth is, etc. And it's almost like the more that you exclaim this or announce this or understand this, it's almost like the more the world kind of looks like backwards, okay? So instead of treating it like it's a little bit of a crime or that you're a little bit of more of an outsider for this knowledge or for this skill or understanding, as it were, try to treat it like a celebration here. And in addition to that, find your tribe. I think this is another way for you to really find out where you belong, where you are respected for not only acknowledging and accepting truth, but for the ability and for the wherewithal and for the fortitude to go about disseminating the truth, helping other people find the truth, helping relate to other people who can tell the truth, that type of thing. So treat it like a celebration here. It is worthy of that, even if it feels like there's a rest period around it, or even if it feels like that it creates some sort of like emotional conflict or an emotional kind of like, how do I balance this in my emotional life? You can balance this in your emotional life. Just be aware here that the balance isn't going to look like a nostalgia for something that actually never occurred or actually never existed, okay? And the only thing I mean by that is like, we have to live in emotional reality as well, not just intellectual reality. We have to recognize like maybe fairy tales aren't real, and that our feelings about a fairy tale situation, for example, was never based in the reality of fairy tales. Okay, it's a concept. So release yourself from something that feels emotionally heavy here, or maybe didn't even exist in the real world. But I got ahead of myself here. Let's get back to the third card, which is the moon. This is past energy. I mean, it's a great position for this to be in, frankly, if you're going to have any sort of like overwhelmingly emotional energy, or sort of like, I don't know where I belong. I don't know what to make of this. I'm feeling like there's secrets to the point of lies, to the point of deception here. I don't know what to make of this. This is in your past, which is really beautiful energy to have in your past, because I really feel like you've overcome it. This is something that you've already moved through, and this is why you're able to see this for what it is. And you don't have to take this for task anymore. The secrets have been revealed, right? Like, you've come to terms with something here and you've surpassed this. This is no longer mysterious or cruel energy. If this is a Cancerian in your environment, this person now belongs to your past. It's a past energy, or the way you feel about them now belongs to the past. Your present energy, however, is like resting intellectually about it, right? So you have to come to terms intellectually with an emotional environment here, and this is why I'm seeing your future is trying to come to terms with this emotional environment. So, just beware here that you could have been making something up, or, as I said, fairy tales in some level on an emotional front for you, or even having felt something that you felt that was very real to you, wasn't based in reality. So it's almost like, pulling pulling your emotional self together and coming to terms with anything that's positive about this, and then focusing on the positive as opposed to anything negative about it. It could really just be teaching you a lot more about yourself here and about your emotional needs and wants as well, Aquarius. And then your advice card. As I mentioned at the very beginning, the Eight of Swords is really just looking at setting yourself free from outdated ideas, beliefs, and internal dialogue. So the whole purpose of this is that you're wrapped up, blindsided even by your own thoughts and beliefs, thought patterns, internal dialogue. I keep saying that, but it's true. It's the way that we tell ourselves things are. The way things are, it's the way we tell ourselves things ought to be. It's the way that we talk to ourselves inside of our heads. It's not our higher conscience. It's not the voice of reason. It should be, because this is the air element, right? And you can see through this now. But there's almost like you have to set yourself free from something. You have to set yourself free from the internal dialogue, for example, of what you thought things were supposed to be like emotionally. So yes, it feels like a little bit of a trap. Feels like, it's heavy. It's a heavy energy. But the point of the Eight of Swords is to set yourself free. And look at what we have here. Two beautiful set yourself free cards. So transformation, absolutely. I think once you look through the lens of celebration of this perspective of the world, of new beginnings, belonging to something greater than yourself, perspective, and basically where you belong, right? Your tribe. You can see this as a positive transformation. Instead of something that leads you away from people that you love and respect, it can be like, no, this is actually going to help you find your tribe. So stay in this sword of truth, okay? This will not only protect you, it is the element of the revolutionary, and we really need you right now, Aquarius. We really need you to get rid of these old ideas and ideologies and frames of reference and internal dialogues that only keep you down, and set yourself free from these. Accept truth, that you have the power to do this, and you really do have a very prominent position to play in truth telling in the world right now. And then we have clean it up. It's our second 3, right? We have then another 21 here. We have another 9, which is up here. So there is really a nice element of celebration. Get rid of what isn't working for you. This is very much related to the Eight of Swords, right? Get rid of these thought processes and ideas and notions and belief systems that just don't serve you, Aquarius. It's sucking up time. It's sucking up energy. It could be depleting some of your emotional enjoyment here or appreciation. So take a step back, maybe just realize what it is you need and want right now, and get rid of what isn't working for you, and keep growing within your own light, within your own truth, within the truth, rather, and the whole world benefits. So thank you for this revolutionary work that you're doing. And you will find your tribe. Just stay true, stay steady. This transformation is very positive. So that is your reading for the month. I hope that was helpful and healing for you. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Take excellent care until then. Bye for now.